Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Brigg, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opetaia.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Frazer Clarke, you did it. Yeah, we spoke a lot during this week, and he was obviously carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders. I get the feeling he was kind of hiding it.
Yeah, I was, for not just for my sake, for the team's sake. I think that was the most animated I've seen the team before a fight ever. You know, people were speaking about some life events I've had going on recently. My daughter's has been diagnosed with a bit of an illness, and it reminded me, you know, that you're doing it for her, you're doing it for your son, your newborn child on the way. They're not usually like that kind of people, you know, but they were reminding me of why I do this. So there was a bit of pressure there, and yeah, I dealt with it.
Could you really picture yourself stopping him like that quick?
No, I didn't know. I was expecting a tough few rounds at least. I thought it was going to be a breakdown job.
Do you feel like you had to do that to silence? Because there's a lot of people that are saying that, you know, that you shouldn't have been there tonight, and, you know, maybe you should have walked away, etc. But I get the feeling you wanted to prove a point. Yeah,
absolutely. But you know as well as I do, opinions are like arseholes, aren't they? Do you know, it's like, it's one of them things. It's just good to be back in there. I'm not here singing and dancing about it. It was just great to be back in there. I know what I'm capable of on my day. Thankfully that day was today, and I'm just going to carry on. You know, I just want to keep improving for myself, for my family, you know, for my pride. I'm a fighter through and through. I do it because I love it. I do it because it's my job, and I'll keep doing that while I'm fit and able.
You should be singing and dancing, because I was looking at BoxRec. That's the quickest he's ever been stopped. I think Daniel Dubois did him. I think he did him 18 seconds quicker than Daniel Dubois.
Well, obviously I'm a bigger puncher than Dubois, so it just makes sense.
Yeah, so but you know what I mean, the fact that he's been cleaned out like that, you know, Dillian White a few months ago, 7 rounds, hard laboured fight.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at him, and he looked in better shape as well than he did against Dillian White. I'm not sure if that's done him any favours. He was quite light, and, you know, I think I had like nearly 2 stone him, or maybe 2 stone. But listen, I find the shots, and when you're landing them small gloves and you're heavyweight, it's pretty inevitable what's going to happen, to be honest.
I feel like I have to talk about his odour, because he walked past me when he was making his way to the ring. I don't know if that was a tactic or what, but could you like smell anything in the ring?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to run the man down too much on camera, but yeah, it wasn't. It didn't smell the flowers. Let's put it that way.
I've heard that's actually a tactic. Well, a lot of fighters actually do that.
Yeah, no, they do. Absolutely. Yeah. Roberto Duran is the most famous one, I think. Never used to bath for like 5 or 6 weeks before the fight to give off a horrendous odour. But obviously you get up close and personal with these fighters, and it's it can be a bit of a horrible situation at times, put it that way.
Well, I hope you had a good shower. And just to wrap things up next, there's 3 potential names out there. Obviously David Adelaide, Dillian White, Joe Joyce. In order of them 3 there, who would you want? Obviously there's TKV as well.
Yeah, I think obviously the biggest kind of fighters there are like probably the White and the Joyce one. But obviously the British title would be online for between David and Jamie, and I'd probably like to fight the winner. But like I say, they're all good fights, and I think the makeable fights. You know, I feel like Dillian and Joyce will feel that they're levels above because they've been in there. But listen, heavyweight division is different now. Boxing is different now. You know, these fights can be made. So I'll leave it to the powers that be and to my team, and you know, we'll potentially make these fights.
Now that it's all kind of sunk in, just tell me what kind of emotions are you feeling right now? Because your reaction post fight was quite ecstatic.
Yeah, it was a bit of like, obviously.
I saw your muscles as well, man. You flexed.
Yeah, they are there. They've just been hiding for a long time.
Yeah, you pulled them out.
It was a bit raw, wasn't it? You know what? Like, I've had a lot of people doubting me, and I put on a brave face. I do, but it's not nice. You know, I get a lot of shit. You know, for someone I'm just going about my business, trying to be my best version of me. I get a lot of shit, but it is what it is. And listen, I'm just happy I got that performance in.
Good stuff. Well, all the best, and we'll look forward to seeing you back in the ring with the names you mentioned, whether it's White, Joyce, or Adelaide, or even TKV.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk about Ben Whitaker. A lot of question marks coming into this fight. Did he have the bottle? Did he have the heart? And he just showed, wow, what a performance against Liam Cameron.
I'm happy for Ben. You know for why? Everyone knows the surgeon Ben Whitaker. I know Benjamin Whitaker from way back. Do you know what I mean? I know Tony. I know Ben that's been round the world with him. Won really good medals. Had ups and downs. And he's a nice geezer. I know there's that little ruckus at the end in the ring. It's just emotion. It happens in boxing. So I'll defend him till I'm blue in the face. He's a live wire. He's a character. You're going to love him or you might hate him, but he's a good lad deep down. So I'm really over the moon with him. And Andy, another fantastic fella. They've just started working together and they've produced results. So really happy for him.
What happened in that ruck? Because actually you were stood in between them. What was going on?
I was carrying Lee Eaton. I had Lee Eaton like a baby, like this. Yeah, it's just emotion in it. That's all it is. It's emotion. Handbags and emotions.
How big is it for Ben to like pair with Andy Lee? A lot of question marks into that. Andy Lee seems to be, first of all, we have a lot of respect for him as a fighter, but as a trainer, he seems to be doing his bits right now. You've been in there with actually Andy Lee and Joseph Parker in Joe's last fight. How much of a great trainer is Andy Lee?
Great person before anything. Just a nice person to be around. Love spending my time with him, and just we can speak boxing to him all day. But yeah, really good coach, level-headed, obviously tactically very good, and he's creating one hell of a stable, by the way. Joseph Parker, Paddy Donovan, Ben Whitaker, Hamza Shiraz. That's going to become something. Like we see phases, don't we? 1 minute it's Ben Davison, it goes around. And then it was in America, everyone was going to Canelo's coach one day, and then it was Errol Spence's coach. It happens, don't it, in boxing, but he's the proper stuff.
Before I do let you go, I'm sure you're going to be about. Maybe I'll be able to bump into you in fight week, but next week's the big fight card, EUBANK BENN. So actually, before I actually talk about that, I was going to ask you this: that Liam Cameron stoppage. Do you feel like it was justified? Do you feel like it was a bit early?
It's justified. I do. I was having this argument the other day about we want to see classic fights, but are we going to see any classics? No, referees in there too quick. But I think he was very scrambled. The next ones were going to be some free shots. So I think so. He's going to disagree. His team will probably disagree. From where I was sitting, I have to watch it back again. But top of the head, he's scrambled and you don't want to see Liam in a bad way. Do you know what I mean?
Going back to my last question, then EUBANK BENN. We're nearly there, man. It's a week, less 6 days away. Talk to me about this one.
So fight days are notoriously boring. You walk about and then you do. We've had all the stuff, the YouTube stuff to catch up on with them two from the Ring magazine. I had goosebumps earlier watching it. That's how sad I am. I'm going to go back tonight. I'm going to watch the old fights, the EUBANK and BENN, just because I love it. But yeah, I'm excited for them both. I don't know them both personally, but I know them well enough to say hello to them. They're really good people. Both of them are, forget everything. They're both quite really good people. So, I hope they put on a great show. Packed out at Tottenham Stadium. I'm going to be there, absolutely buzzing just to be. I love big fights. In another world, another day, I'd love to be on a card like that. Just got a big fight feel, isn't it?
Actually, talking about being good people, EUBANK Junior compensating the fighters from the first card. How great is that? Especially as someone that is the fighter himself.
That's unbelievable. It's a good gesture. It's a bloody expensive piece of PR though, isn't it? You know what I mean? I don't think I'm a nice guy, but how much do you fork out? 50 grand.
Something like that. Yeah.
Forking out 50 grand, mate. But he's got more money than me, hasn't he? So you won't get 50p off Big Frazer. 50 grand.
Listen, always a pleasure. Congratulations once again, and upwards and onwards, mate. Thank you very much, top man.